Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Balumi Dada. How are you doing today? I hope you are doing very well. In this video, we're going to be talking about 5 principles that would help you navigate through life successfully. 5 principles that would help you or enable you navigate through life successfully. And these principles I'm going to be sharing with you, they are time-tested principles. They are principles that I have applied to my own personal life, and they are principles that you see resonating in the lives of successful people. And trust me, if you apply these principles in your own life, you are definitely going to succeed. So what are these 5 principles? Let's get right into it. Principle number 1, live your life based on principles and not how you feel. Live your life based on principles and not how you feel. This is an important principle you have to adhere to if you're going to navigate through life successfully. You need to live your life based on principles. There are various principles that guide life. There are various principles that guide the way we live. There are the principles of wealth. There are the principles of success. There are the principles of time management, principles of sowing and reaping. A lot of principles. And for you to succeed in life, you need to live by these principles. You need to first and foremost understand these principles and map out your life, live your life based on these principles, because these are the principles that would make you succeed. It is living by principle that would set you apart from others. So rather than live based on what you feel, live based on principles, and this would enable you to succeed in life. I remember when I was an undergraduate, there were principles that I adhered to that made me succeed as an undergraduate. And the same thing applies to life too. There are a lot of principles, and if you live by these principles, you are going to succeed. You are definitely going to succeed. And it's just a matter of you searching out those principles, listening to individuals who have succeeded in life, and find out the principle that they live by. And when you find out that principle, live by that principle. And because they succeeded by living by that principle, you also succeed by living by the same principle. So it's a matter of you living by principles. And I'm going to share one principle with you that really, has made a huge impact in my life. And that principle is found in the book of Proverbs. And it is, in all labor, there is profit. In all labor, there is profit. But the talk of the lips tendeth to penury. If you take the tiniest step, you make progress. The tiniest step, you make progress. But if you don't take steps and all you do is to just talk and talk and talk, there will be no progress. In all labor, there is profit, but the talk of the lips tendeth to penury. So no matter how tiny the labor is, the Bible says there is profit. But the talk of the lips tendeth to penury. So this is one principle I've been living by, and I try to do the bit I can in every circumstance or situation I find myself. I do the best I can. I do the little bit I can in the hopes that all of the labor I do are not in vain. And that is a principle. There are many other principles you can live by, principles that resonate with you, and that principle transforms your life. So that's principle number 1. Live your life based on principles rather than what you feel. Principle number 2, your greatest resource is not money, but time. This is an important principle you need to understand, that your greatest gift, your most precious gift is time. And understanding this principle, understanding this fact, understanding this truth would influence the way you live your life. It will influence what you do with your time. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your time. When you're able to plan your life and maximize your greatest resource, which is time, then you'll be able to live a more quality life. Your perception of time will determine how quality your life will be. So that's principle number 2. Your greatest resource is not money, but time. And you need to do everything you can to maximize it. Principle number 3, what you see consistently and what you hear consistently will shape your life, whether positively or negatively. We have social media today, and there's bombarding. You are being bombarded with content from various social media channels, from Facebook, from Twitter, from YouTube, from Instagram, from TikTok. And there is still more coming. You are being bombarded with information from all of these channels, from all of these social media handles. And as a result of that, these things enter through your eyes, they enter through your hair. And consciously, unconsciously, you need to understand that these things are shaping your life. They are shaping your life. And they would shape your life either positively or negatively. And understanding this principle will do something to you. It will help you filter out what you consume. It will help you deliberately go for content that is healthy for your mind, that is healthy for you. It will help you go for content that would make you think positive thoughts, content that would stir up ideas in you. You need to understand that the things you hear and the things you see would shape your life either positively or negatively. And as you understand this principle, you're able to deliberately go for content that would positively influence and impact your life. This is a very important principle that will determine whether you succeed in life or not. So I hope you take note of that. Principle number 4, and this one is very, very important. It is not enough to know or say. It is important to do. It is not enough to know or say. It is important to do. And this principle is very important because you may know a lot. You may even talk about wanting to do it. But if you don't do it, then you would remain on the same spot. So, action. Take action. Take steps. No matter how intelligent you are, no matter how brilliant you are, if you don't take action, you would remain on the same spot. So it is not enough to know, it is not enough to say, it is important to do. Ideas revolving around your head does not mean that the ideas are being executed. You need to take action and need to execute those ideas. When something comes on your mind, when you want to do something, take action about it. Take the first step. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And as you take the first step, you'd be inspired to take the next step. And as you keep taking each step, you'll find yourself progressing towards your goal. But if you just remain at the same spot and all you do is to ruminate on the action and think about it and even talk about it, you will never succeed. So it is not important, it is not enough to say or know. It is important to do. What doing does is that it bridges the gap between knowledge and execution. And that's why it's important for you to do. It is in the doing that results come. If you don't do, you won't get results. So doing is where the results come. Doing is where the results happen. Don't just talk about wanting to get a job. Apply for those jobs. Take the step. Take the initiative. Take bold steps and do. You want to get a master's scholarship. You want to do your master's. Apply to those schools. Attend conferences. Look up online. Find out if there are open days from these schools and register for them. Apply for jobs, go for the interviews, prepare for the interviews, and you'll find yourself succeeding when you begin to do. When ideas come into your head, execute those ideas, and that is what will make you succeed. And last but not the least, principle number 5, it takes time to succeed. It takes time to succeed. I know nowadays people talk about, overnight success, you want to make it quickly, you want to make it on time. Again, I will say that these are principles that are lived by successful individuals. And because they know it takes time to think, I was even reading about someone, I'm not going to mention his name, and what he said was that at a very young age, he planned the next 20 years of his life. He planned the next 20 years of his life. That is, he looked into the future and he started to plan. And from planning, he took the first step, the next step in different directions. And him being successful today, people just look at him and think he is an overnight success. In truth, it is not. In fact, it is not. He worked, he labored, he developed his skills, he discovered himself, he went through a lot of rigor, and that is it. There is nothing like overnight success. You have to do the work, you have to put in the time. There is no way out. The earlier you realize it, the better for you, that there is no way out. You have to put in the time. There's nothing like overnight success. Anything that is called overnight success must have meant that work has been put by that individual or by someone that is being brought up by that individual. You know, I think it was like a video I was watching, and it was talking about, okay, this person made it so quickly. And when you begin to trace, you understand that the parents of that individual had laid the foundation for that individual. And that individual was able to ride on that foundation and could succeed as fast as possible. The truth is, someone had to lay that foundation. So if peradventure your parents did not lay the foundation for your success and you have to lay that foundation, whoever lays the foundation, that foundation needs to be laid. There is nothing like overnight success. The price must be paid. The price needs to be paid, and that's it. So there's nothing like overnight success, and this is what successful individuals believe. And because they believe it, they're able to work, they're able to labor, they're able to plan, strategize, build, look into the future and build the future they desire. And because they realize this principle, they succeed. You would even realize that even the popular comedians, people who do this comedy and say, oh, look at this person is popular, he's making a lot of money. You'll find out that these guys are rolling out content, as many content as they can roll out per week. And you will realize that these people are really working hard. And if you find out what it takes to roll out content, you understand that it is not easy at all. So these people are working really, really hard. So think about someone who you think has succeeded overnight, legitimately. Think about someone who has succeeded overnight, legitimately. And you discover that it was not an overnight success. As an example, Hilda Baci. Hilda Baci just, her name just entered into the Guinness Book of Records. And she spent, I think, 97 hours, 99 or 100 hours, I can't remember now, in cooking. And Hilda Baci had been preparing 5 years prior. Hilda Baci had been preparing for this challenge 5 years prior. And all she just had to do was to just announce to the world that she wanted to go on marathon cooking without sleeping. And she did that, and her name entered into the Guinness Book of Records, and she got the fame. And people would think it is an overnight success. Whereas 5 years prior, Hilda Baci had been preparing. 5 years prior, Hilda Baci had been planning. 5 years prior, Hilda Baci had been preparing the stage. And not just her, she had other people preparing the stage for that challenge. And that is it. There is nothing like overnight success. Nothing like overnight success. The earlier you realize it, the better for you. So guys, these are the 5 principles I wanted to share with you. Thanks so much for watching this video. I love you all to the moon and back. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.